Hello, fabulous friends, fans, and superstars. Welcome to an incredible astrological season. March is set to be a time of massive shifts taking place for the collective and in our own individual journeys as well. Saturn is going to change signs moving into Pisces for the better part of the next 3 years is when we're going to feel this energy. We've also got Pluto dipping into the sign of Aquarius now, but truly this is the beginning of a more extensive cycle for humanity that'll be with us for about 20 years to come. And Mars, after spending an unusually long time since August of last year in the sign of Gemini, will also finally change signs as well, moving into Cancer. And so these are massively important shifts that are happening for all of us now. And I've spoken about these at length already here on my YouTube channel, and I will link to that video below. And of course, if you want a very deep dive to understand how these big energies are going to speak for you in your sign, check out the year ahead horoscope. You can look at that at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com or download it now at NadiyaShah.com. For the monthly horoscopes, I am focusing a lot more on the big lunar events. Chances are we will feel them that much more. But just know there's a lot of things to consider here, and there's a lot here on my YouTube channel that can help you to navigate this truly amazing time for the collective and in your own individual journey as well. It'll be a great month. Enjoy. Hello, fabulous superstar Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2023. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. It is going to be on the 7th of the month that we have a truly important moment for you, perhaps one of the more important moments of the year for you, and that is a full moon in your sign. I got to tell you, I love this full moon. As far as full moon goes, if you're going to have it in your sign, this really is some wonderful energy. Uranus is speaking in supreme harmony with this full moon. And so it looks like things are changing, in some cases rather quickly, in a way near and dear to your heart, but you are leaping forward into the larger world on one hand, but really in a personal way as well, towards some truth about yourself. When we have important lunar energy in your sign, it represents matters of identity coming to the surface, but also what matters to you most and what matters to you first takes on greater focus. Well, in this case, it also becomes the area that is most fortunate for you, where things are able to change so that you're able to have more of what matters to you most and what matters to you first. Things change in those things in a way that you love, that feels especially fortunate for you at this time. And so that could be related to any person, place, thing, or situation, but most likely is going to in some way connect with whom it is you know yourself to be. That is going through some shift now in a way that I think you'll really enjoy, in how it moves you forward, in how it is that it transforms your circumstances very quickly and in a way that feels fortunate. Now, I do want to add, we do have somewhat of a connection across this full moon with Neptune and Mercury. It isn't with a whole lot of precision, so it's not nearly as strong a connection as we have with Uranus. But it is there, and what that suggests is there may be some feelings of uncertainty. There may be some sense that along with the new, it means you have to say goodbye to something else. And yet it's part of the excitement. Part of what magnifies the blessings is appreciating what has served its purpose. This is about living that much more fully and getting really excited about your life, your present and your future. That enthusiasm is special now, and it changes things for you, and how things change fuels your enthusiasm for you for the better, navigating forward from here. Now, as we navigate later into the month, it is going to be on the 21st that we have this month's new moon. Now, this really is brand new energy, I have to say, with this new moon happening at the very beginning of a part of the sky for you that has to do with profound truth, profound change. It has to do with meaningful transformations as well. It has to do with looking at a situation, a person, place, thing, being really honest with yourself about how you really feel. This part of the sky also connects to wealth as well. So it has to do with aligning with wealth or healing any emotional issues around that could come into focus, redefining wealth to include spiritual and emotional. But yes, in a very practical way, maybe looking at financial institutions could be part of the energy of this time. Here's the thing to consider. This particular new moon is essentially unaspected. So it is making a conversation of tension a square configuration with Mars, but it's not a true square. It doesn't align based on elements. It is making a harmonious connection with Pluto, but it's not a true sextile. Again, it doesn't align according to elements. And so what that tells me is, yes, there's a lot of focus and power available here, but what is actually changing in your lived experience? Well, this is a beginning, a seed, an impulse, an understanding that can absolutely move you towards greater wealth and all kinds of understandings and move you towards meaningful change. But it truly is a beginning. And chances are that beginning is going to be deeply personal, held close to you at this time. With all these important lunar events taking place now, it does suggest that whatever might be happening, it is you that is at the forefront in some way. Knowing yourself differently, being more honest with yourself, and understanding whom it is that you really are and living more true to it seem to be the larger themes of this month for you. Now, where it comes to matters of love, we do begin the month with the most romantic day of the year. Now, this is March 1st or 2nd, depending on where you are on the planet, but I would give this a buffer. I would say the first days of this month, you're operating with this energy, and it is Venus meeting Jupiter in that same intense, reaching into you, needing to be honest with you part of the sky that we have the new moon in later on in the month. And then, of course, we have that full moon happening in your sign. So as I look at this energy, it just feels like there's a lot stirring within you. That full moon opposite Neptune does suggest that your understanding of love and what you want in love and how much you feel the support of the love in your life is part of what could leave you with some questions at this time. And so for those of you open to meeting someone new, at least at the very beginning of the month, there's this sense of wanting to explore or understand what has previously been taboo to you, or to want something that feels really authentic, that reaches very deep within you. And so at the beginning of the month, you just might find an experience like that. Does it actually amount to anything? Does it actually count? Does it actually make a difference? Well, I think that's going to be part of the questions that you have for yourself under the light of the full moon 1 week into the month. Now, your answers are going to be uniquely your own, but part of that full moon might be acknowledging disappointments of the past, but also getting really excited about the potential ahead. For those of you just starting to date somebody, well, look, I love the energy at the beginning of the month. It does suggest an increase of intimacy, or it suggests being honest with yourself enough to know whether or not this is someone to navigate forward with. It could be emotional intimacy, but it could be physical intimacy that is part of the energy at the beginning of the month. By the time you get to the full moon, though, that's where you're really looking at this person, like, as they say, warts and all, meaning you're looking at the imperfections as well. There's hope there, of course, in love, but you're being honest with yourself as to whether or not it is here. If it is, then you're being asked to accept what is less than ideal. But if it isn't, well, this energy has you being honest enough with yourself to, under the light of that full moon, go in a different direction. And for those of you in an established bond, what a remarkable time this can be. At the beginning of the month, that is some profound energy of vulnerability and honesty as well. That can sometimes bring a focus on your partner's income. And so your partner may be generous with you in some way right out of the gate as you're beginning the month. By the time you get to the full moon, though, it looks like you're being very honest with yourself about where you are in your heart of hearts and how you really feel about a matter and whether or not you feel your partner's support is there. Those who feel genuinely supported by your partner, well, this may be a time when in some way your partner calls you on a matter that is personal to you. May not necessarily feel easy, but you'll know whether or not your partner is on the money, as they say, right? Has really captured some truth there in something that they're speaking of that is close to you, but they're helping you to understand differently. Also possible, though, of course, for that very small percentage of Virgos out there, if you have felt for a while that maybe you're not in the right relationship for you, a lot of the energy this month says you are going through changes now. You are reaching a deeper layer of honesty with yourself, and you're looking at what it means to navigate forward, to transform your circumstances, and whether or not you can do that within the bond or by going in a different direction. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a valuable and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say that full moon in your sign, that is a very big deal for you now. That full moon in your sign illuminates your heart and brings all your emotion to the surface. The truth of what you feel may surprise you, but it also frees you as well. It excites you for how it is that now you understand the truth of what you feel. Well, it changes your choices and it really does open up a more enthusiastic future ahead. Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there.